When will you reach there?
My name is P.V. Madhusudan Rao. I am a professor at IIT Delhi. I am also part of Assistive lab, which is located in School of Information Technology. So this is a lab which was founded by Professor M. Balakrishnan and myself. The purpose of this particular lab is to actually create affordable assistive technologies to empower people with visual impairment. And the lab has actually now produced many assistive devices in the space of mobility and education, which have now reached the people and has impacted. One of the major problems which is faced by many of the people is to access the text which is available digitally, particularly for both education and employment purpose. So Dotbook, which is basically a refreshable braille display product which is developed by the Assistive, is basically a 20 and 40 character display which basically works on the technology of smart materials. And it is for somebody like a student or an employee, it is like a single source to access most of the digital text. So one can read, write, browse, edit, chat, listen using a single device. It's like a laptop for the people with visually blind. So there is a strong need for both government to invest in terms of R&D, in terms of assistive technology, but also universities and institutes to actually roll out special programs in terms of development of assistive technologies, and also to look at and educate industry that there is a huge opportunity in terms of assistive technologies which are available analogous to medical technologies, so that more people come forward to manufacture and provide them to the users.
SmartCane started as a student project in 2005 where Professor Balakrishnan was taking a course where students were supposed to identify real life problems and develop solutions for them. So one group went to National Association for Blind and then understood what type of challenges persons with blindness are facing. And the challenge that was told to them was, with white cane, they can detect obstacles on ground, but what about obstacles which are overhanging and are very common in a country like India? So like overhanging tree branches, signboards, etc. So they wanted a solution for that because it was causing a lot of injuries and causing difficulties for independent mobility. So with that in mind, this solution was thought of, and then the journey of SmartCane began, which focused on improving mobility of persons with blindness. So it's an enhancement to white cane, and basically it has sensors which can detect presence of obstacles which are ahead of you and give you this information through simple vibrations in your hand, and as a result you can avoid collisions, avoid injuries, and become more and more independent while mobility. Once we did one user study where we tried understanding like which assistive technology solutions are people using across the country, especially women and children, and we found that even the awareness about the basic solutions like a talking calculator or even some basic braille writing solutions is not there. While we were working on SmartKin training, one important challenge came, like how would I explain a particular concept which required a diagram, like how sensors send out sound waves. So to explain that, a diagram was required. So from there we understood, okay, tactile diagram is something where the lines are embossed and a person with blindness can touch and feel to understand the concept. So we started working on creating tactile diagrams, and this opened a much more bigger problem in field of education. Like when we interacted with people and they used our diagram, they told us if we can get such thing for our studies, we could have done much more than what we are doing today. In the sense, we can study subjects like science, maths, geography, economics, where a lot of diagrams are there, but we are not able to do it just because such things don't exist in India. Over this period, we developed indigenous methodologies for creating tactile diagrams in a much more affordable, scalable, and sustainable manner. And finally, at the end of 3 years, when the project ended, we rolled out this as a service to the community as a not-for-profit Raise Lines Foundation, which exclusively focuses on creating teaching learning materials for persons with blindness. And this way we are trying to enable the students and pursue the careers they want, including STEM education.
When the assistive technologies were not easily available and not easily affordable, people always thought that assistive technology is only meant for people who can actually pay and who can afford it. But what we have seen is that during last decade plus, technology is now available at a very affordable cost. For example, electronics and mechanical prototyping has become much affordable, because of which now one is able to actually produce assistive technologies at a very affordable price, which probably user can afford. However, I think there is still a need to educate the user community about availability of these devices, and also to show them the value it brings in terms of their activities of daily living before it actually reaches everyone. So there is also an awareness dimension which is very important, and affordability is being addressed by many of the organizations, industries and startups. But the awareness aspect still has to be strengthened so that every person with disability knows about what are all the options available in terms of assistive technologies and how can actually it empower them in terms of their activities of daily living. If you really want Accessible India campaign to be successful, there are many stakeholders who have responsibilities to basically address the issues of both disability and assistive technology.